What's up, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Check Out Podcast featuring myself, Armani, and my co-host AC. Man, how you doing, bro? Long time no see.
Long time no see. Glad to be back here. The first round of the playoffs wrapped up, so I'm excited, man. Shout out to not having school right now because I've been able to binge on every game as much as possible, except for the ones on NBA TV. I hate y'all for doing that still. You know what I mean? Put every game. People can watch them, but I get it's about revenue, dollars, all that, whatever. But nah, man, I've been good. Can't complain.
You want to get your shout out of the way of y'all being the Lakers?
I might need to shout out the Valley. I might need to shout out the point guard. You know what I'm saying?
See the shirt. I see the shirt.
The greatest point guard of my generation, Chris Paul, for changing my organization. And big ups to him. Big ups to Monty Williams for coming in, coaching, winning Coach of the Year, voted on by the coaches. Which is the only one that really matters because it's from your peers. So shout out to him for winning that. I've been trying to tell y'all for the longest. Armani know this. Anyone that knows this knows me. I've been trying to tell people about Devin Booker for the longest, man. I've been saying, just wait. Just wait. Y'all saw the 70 piece. Y'all discredited the 70 piece because we lost. I said, just wait. If he's that nice with nobody around him, just wait.
Yeah, my team, yeah.
And full display. At Staples Center, Game 6, you got Devin Booker. I've been trying to tell you that's the Devin Booker that exists. That's been out in the Phoenix for years. That never had any help. He could have been a star. He could have been considered better than Jason Tatum if he had help years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Neither here nor there. My man's time is here. We're not here to talk about that. He's arrived. Everyone can see it now. Big ups to him as well. And then the unsung hero, James Jones. I know you're my president. Nobody really talks about you because you're the man making moves behind the scenes. But yeah, this roster's legit.
Yeah.
We got a roster this year, and we get up and down the floor. We defend. We make big shots. Oh, and how can I forget to shout out the biggest man of all, Campaign. What?
Yeah, potential six.
How y'all have no answer for Campaign, bro? My man was getting every look he wanted. Oh, I want to lay. Yup, got that. Even with my awkward four, my 3-pointer. Oh, I got that. Nobody, man.
Yeah.
It was on one. We wouldn't have been able to win a 6 without Campaign. So big shout out to Campaign. But it was a great series. I'm sorry that we didn't get to see what the series would have been had AD played and not been injured. Unfortunately, when you were injured and you come back from injury, it's very likely to get
hard to try to get back into rhythm.
Yeah. It's very likely to get re-injured. He was injured in the regular season, came back for a couple of games. It's very likely to get re-injured. Playing hard, tough, physical basketball in the playoffs, that's playoff basketball. People
exactly.
So it's unfortunate. I'm sure the Lakers will be back next year with a much better roster, one that's more tailored to fit the aging or less aggressive version of LeBron now. But also, just being honest and realizing that LeBron also had a bum ankle. And I'm sure he's not going to talk about it because the media would criticize LeBron for saying, oh, you're still talking about the ankle. But if LeBron told us before the playoffs, he's not 100%, and he doesn't know if he's going to be 100%, that was probably because he doesn't know. He probably wasn't going to be 100% by the playoffs. And that makes perfect sense, So I'm sure LeBron next year, when he's had when he's had his probably longest, I don't even know if it will be longest because it's still going to be a short one. But when he's had a long offseason that he just had with more rest and, able to take care of his body the way LeBron does, we'll see the usual LeBron come next season. I don't know if he's going to – I expect him to be exactly what he was this year, the same LeBron we saw throughout the season. I have no reason –
when he was healthy,
yeah, when he was healthy. I expect him to be that same LeBron, which is, still going to be up there in the MVP candidate conversation at some point in the season. Is going to have his team in the top 3 in his conference. That's going to be the typical LeBron that comes back. And so I'm not really worried about the Lakers, but yeah, just had to get that out. If you got anything you want to say as a fan that is already out of the playoffs, please feel free to say something.
Oh no, it's mainly just the fact about, like you said, like the short off season, bro. And it's no excuse because at the end of the day, basketball is basketball. Playoff basketball is intense. But it just seemed like as the latter stages of it came around, like you said, with Anthony Davis trying to come back and try to fight his way to get his team back in a position to win the game, I just felt as if it was too late. And I'm not saying it was too late at the aspect of like oh, we can try to shift the series around or anything. No, I just felt as if the Suns were just a well-rounded team. And I told you that. I told a lot of the homies, I said the Suns are a really well-rounded team. Devin Booker actually has utilized assets around him now that can help create better opportunities, not just for him, but for the other people as well. So, like, I just didn't expect us to, like, let campaign eat us up either. Don't get me wrong like that or anything
Hey,
like
I didn't
that.
see that either,
No,
bro.
yeah, no, for real. Like, no, for real. And no disrespect to him or anything like that. Because, I mean, he's an NBA player, but, like, it's like, of all people, this is who we're losing to. Like, come on now. But overall, though, like, yeah, I just feel like going into the offseason and stuff for the Lakers, this will be good for them. I mean, we already had our championship run last year, so it doesn't really concern me. A lot of people that are upset and like trying to bash the Lakers are people that are just, wishy-washy fans. Like, you have those Laker fans that will stick with the Lakers no matter what. Bro, I've been a Laker fan since 2008, bro. Like, I've seen good, I've seen bad, I've seen ugly, I've seen mid-good, I've seen great last year. So, like, it's no concern to me the fact about what else can we do. But my main concern really is, though, what are we going to do building for the future of the team? Because once LeBron is gone or if LeBron gets hurt again, who are we going to rely on? Because clearly Anthony Davis can't carry that weight on himself, and either LeBron can carry that weight on himself if AD was injured. So I just feel like we need to go out and go find a third star. But looking at everything else, though, like another team I looked at was Portland and just their situation of where they always find themselves in.
Mm-hmm.
They're always a hot team coming into the playoffs to get in these series, and they're out. And obviously last year they played against the Lakers, and I mean that was a really dominant team. LeBron, AD, I mean, we had Dwight, JaVale, we had a loaded team. But that's fine. But it's just seeming like Damian Lillard is always finding himself in positions where he's having to do everything on his own. Yeah, there's CJ McCollum, and CJ McCollum can perform. But I'm starting to kind of think, like, is that enough for him to, carry the mantle? He scored 55 points, has the playoff career high for most made threes in the series or in playoff history now.
Yep.
But he's still not satisfied because it's like, bro, we're still losing games. We're not closing out games. Like, we're in these dog fights, and that's how it is. Like you said, we're playing tough physical basketball, competing. But at the same time, I'm not getting rewarded for this because we're losing. And so that was something that bothered me. And obviously we talked about, we'll probably talk about it a little bit later, but Terry Stotts being fired and stuff. So maybe it might be a little bit of a change of direction. But I just feel like, too, that's another team. They need to figure out what they want to do. Or I feel like Dame's going to become very disgruntled. Him being one of my favorite players in the league, it's like, it sucks seeing him in this situation,
Yeah, I think what Portland was having was a situation of being too attached to certain key members of that team.
Exactly, bro.
And not having the success that comes with what they were looking for. So Terry Stotts had been there for, I think, 7-8 years, something like that.
Yeah, good he's been there since Dame's been there, just about. Yeah,
he's been there a minute, okay, and they've made the Western Conference Finals one time. I believe that was one time, and they've been knocked out in the first round at least 3-4 times.
Yeah, and I think it's been 4 in the last 5 seasons. They said.
And okay, not to mention they got swept by New Orleans a couple years ago.
Rondo and
Rondo, Drew Holiday, and AD.
Yeah.
So
was hurt, yeah.
So he's been there a long time and hasn't produced
and witnessed a lot.
He's witnessed a lot and hasn't produced a lot. And so for him to have been there that long, that tells you that that's one, a personal connection. Okay, they probably liked him. Okay, 2. In my opinion, I could have told you 3-4 years ago that with the same 2 that you're running with, you're not. It's not. I'm sorry.
CJ's not outdoing a lot of these guards.
CJ is not the running mate Dame needs. Because if CJ is going to be the second best, then Nurkic can't be your third best. You're going to need a third better than Nurkic. I'm just going to tell you.
Like, real talk. Yeah, because
CJ is not. He's in today's NBA. You need a 1-2 punch. Yeah, and as far as 1-2 punches, that second punch ain't as heavy as some of the other ones.
It's effective, but it's not going to knock you out, like you said. Like you're saying.
Yeah, like he's no disrespect. He's what I call a borderline star. I feel like I should call him a star, but most times when I watch him, I don't feel like I'm watching a star. I feel like I'm just watching another guy that's out there who's just better than the other guys, but isn't on the same level as the dude he's playing with.
Oh no, heck no.
So I felt like he should have been gone a while ago. I feel like he needs to be gone now. If you want to, if Dame wants to stay, okay, and if you have a superstar like that is willing to stay, then everybody else is expendable. And that number, CJ McCollum has got to be number one on the list that's expendable. So if you're looking to bring in, we were talking. I was listening to someone talk yesterday. And they were talking about, what about going out and getting Karl Anthony Towns and trading CJ McCollum and get Karl Anthony Towns and pairing it up. Now that's a 1-2 punch. That's somebody I know that's not going to interfere with what I got going on. Norman can slide to the 2 anyway. Norman played the 2. That's a sufficient 2. And if I got an all-star big down in the paint, that's a better one.
With Nurkic with Nurkic, Carmelo, Covington, Derrick Jones Jr., all those guys,
they need to make some moves. I really don't think, despite what they were talking about with Dame's Instagram post and the caption and all that, I'm not worried about him trying to. That's not his style. He's made it so clear that he doesn't want to leave. But I think he's getting to the point where he's completely frustrated with the organization. And
at least the direction of where they're at,
the direction where they're going, and the fact that they haven't been able to get over the hump, and it hasn't been his fault at all.
Oh, it's not his fault, bro.
Dudes like Zach Collins. I haven't seen Zach Collins suit up for more than 7 games in the past 3 years, and he's still in the roster. Get him off. Buy him out. Get that spot open. There's no that's a spot someone can be playing in. He's just sitting on a suit. All right, move on. Like
exactly.
You gotta make business moves. I haven't seen Zach Collins like really play, bro, in like real minutes for many games in the season. And come on, man, like move on. Like, come on, you gotta get this roster deep. Like Anthony Simmons, got a nice player. So you got a cool little backup point guard. All right, get him another player to run the second unit with. And now you're talking. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what they got to focus on going in. But another team that I'm very interested to see where they go from here is the Sixers. With their playoff performance, not being able to even get a second game off of a Sixers team without Embiid. What do they do to support their 2 stars that they have? Because both of them are locked in on their contracts. Bradley hasn't made any public statements saying he wants to go anywhere else currently. So the expectation is that both of them are probably going to be on the roster for next year. So we're going to keep Davis Bertans because my man was a no-show in a couple games in the playoffs.
Right, and got signed hella big contract this.
Could you move him in a contract to get somebody else? Like, then again, who do you want for a team like the Wizards? Because you have 2 all-star guards. So are you going to get a wing or are you going to get a big? Because I don't know if you consider Alex Len and Robin Lopez the guys to get it done. I don't.
No.
It was out for with an injury, but he's still young. He's going to be coming into like his 3rd season in the league. So I don't think he's.
What did you say?
Thomas Bryant.
Oh yeah, Thomas Bryant. Yeah, he was on our team for a couple years back.
So I don't think he's like him. Like, because these has some bigs. They got some dogs, and Alex Len and Robin Lopez aren't the bigs that you.
Yeah, Alex Len used to play with y'all.
Yeah, he's not the guy. I mean, he's not good enough to go against, in the East, to go against the kind of centers you have in the East.
Joel Embiid, yeah.
You got Embiid. You can't even. You don't have anybody big enough and tall enough to guard the Greek Freak, even in your 4. So
Miles Turner, Clint Capella. He's not going with none of those guys.
No, so they need to improve their position. Most definitely. And I think they need another scorer off the bench.
Yeah.
Because Ish Smith isn't that guy.
No, he's undersized too, and I mean it's not a problem that he's on the team and he's on the roster, but at the same time, they just need effective scorers that can be around them because like Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook really just, if you think about it, they just dragged them into the playoffs, into the play-in, or into any situation because like we looked at this team mid-season, we're like, yeah, bro, they're out. Like, like all this stuff that Bradley Beal's doing is great. Russell Westbrook was starting to get all these triple doubles, and it was amazing to witness the history of it. But it's like, okay, are they going to get past anything? And I mean, the team has the edge and will with those two to be able to be effective, but they just need to continue to develop. I don't know. I like Rui Hachimura, but at the same time, it's the aspect of, is he going to be healthy? Does he really want this? Does he like really want to progress in his career, or is he just there just to be carried behind them too? I feel like guys like I look at your guys' team always. I know I'm talking about the Suns a lot, but like Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson are guys that they're finding their way in the league. Like Mikal Bridges is really a really, really, really good defender. Cam Johnson is really a spot up shooter now, and like it solidifies like their role, And so a guy like Rui Hachimura, like one game, like he'll have a lot of points, but then the next game he's not doing nothing. I feel like if he finds a consistent niche and so what he is able and capable of doing, he'll be a good player for that team. But like you said, they just got to go look in the market if those two do decide to stay and possibly go try to get a big center. I don't know who there really is for them to really go try to get. But like you said, Alex Len, Lopez ain't going to be able to wait for them to, make it out. And I mean, don't get me wrong. They did play against Philly. They played against probably one of the top teams in the East, obviously. But at the same time, though, like to be able to compete and with the aspect of a guy like Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook on your team, you wouldn't want to just count them out off the rip like that. So I feel like a supporting cast is very much needed. Keep going around though. We looked at I saw Boston and Brooklyn series. Jason Tatum really was on head, bro. Like he was on point with everything that they had going on. I really liked his performance and stuff. I know it sucks to say like they're out, obviously, but at the same time, we kind of expected Brooklyn to, run through the East a little bit and cause damage. Just like, hey, let's just get through this and get to the next round. But no, I just want to see. I know Brad Stevens he mutually parted with the head coaching role. Then he ain't stepped down, and then he got elevated up to the new GM position. I just wanted to see your thoughts with that.
Well, picking up the series, Jason Tatum just proves more and more that he's legit, man. Watching this series though just made me really sad because this was Jaylen Brown's breakout year, and had him and Jason Tatum doing what Jason Tatum was doing with Jaylen Brown, I believe we would have got a 6-game series at least.
Exactly, I agree too.
But with Brad Stevens moving up to a GM role with the Boston Celtics, I'm not really sure how to feel about it, really, because part of me wants to say, like, that's a really coveted role. There are only, 32 teams in the league? Yeah, 32 teams in the league. Yeah. There are 32 GMs, only one GM per team, so for people that spend their whole lives wanting to be GMs, the positions don't open up very often, and there's a very few amount of them available anyway. So people are always fighting really hard to get a GM job, and it's really coveted, just like an NBA coach position is really coveted.
Right.
And so I'm not sure, if Brad Stevens was the best hire for that GM position, because Danny Ainge's already there helping you build your roster for the head coach. He's building the roster for you, so you can do the best
to succeed. Yeah.
So that means you must have had some input on the players that you went out and got, which means that either the players you went out and signed, you couldn't get the best out of them, or y'all signed the wrong players, and you were a part of that still. Because you haven't had the success you wanted to, and you've been basically flying on the same plane for the past like 4 years. Boston's been a top 4 seed. They peaked, made it to the Eastern Conference Finals once, lost, and haven't really had any success in the playoffs since then. So him moving up is like, okay, now who's your head coach going to be? Because now you're picking players for the head coach, and I don't know. I'm not sure if that's
that's a weird situation. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I think that but I think it was kind of just to maybe ease. Maybe the players actually liked him as a person, and people have a really bad impression of him from the outside, and they're thinking that players aren't hearing him. Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's maybe the players still want him around in the organization, and they chose to do that. I mean, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But You know, yeah, I feel like unless you were 100% certain that Brad Stevens is the best GM for you and the best GM available,
There's better GMs
you
available
could have
out
at
there.
least interviewed somebody. Like y'all didn't even say the position was open. Y'all just said, "Oh, Danny Ainge out, Brad Stevens moved to this one, head coach
Right.
available." Like,
Bro, it doesn't make
what?
sense to me.
What
That's
do
what I
you know?
was
Like,
telling
what are
you.
you talking about? This is
Mhm.
the organization that's won 17 championships. This is 1A, 1B, LA, Boston Celtics. You want to
Boston,
work.
Lakers,
You want to
Boston,
work for
yeah.
the organizations. Like you want to work for them. Like that's like the peak of your career. And y'all was just like, yeah, Brad. Hey man, we're not gonna have you as a coach anymore. But man, that GM job is open. You want it? Okay, yeah, I got you. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
And you know what? You can go ahead and hire the new head coach because that's what the GM and president do anyway.
Yeah, they
So
make all the
now he's gonna
decisions for the
hire
sake of the team,
he's gonna
bro.
hire his successor. So I guarantee you, whoever he hires is gonna be someone that's I don't know super close to Brad Stevens or. So how
Yeah, we
far
don't. Yeah,
out
favorite
of
wise. Yeah.
are you gonna actually go to a different realm and go somewhere different, or are you gonna stay in the same realm and continue? Like I feel like when you're not having success, the pieces that aren't there that are not having success with, you need to let them go, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the pieces you have on the court aren't the problem. Well, some of them are,
No,
but
Kemba Walker.
Kemba Walker is a
Yeah,
problem. Jason
yeah,
Tatum, Jalen Brown are
consistency.
not. Tristan Thompson is not a problem, but other
No,
players. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah, I understand.
gotta go. Kemba gotta go. Brad Stevens should have been gone. Should have been gone as head coach. Yeah, but I feel like they should have done their due diligence better. But I wouldn't be surprised with hires like this. I wouldn't be surprised if Brad Stevens doesn't produce in 2 years anything better. That he's gone because
Yeah, because there's no
like,
way you can have a short lease
there's
with.
no way. There's no way that you get to stay in these high class positions for that long and not prove anything. So
Mhm.
best of luck to Brad Stevens. I don't want to seem like I'm hating. You got the job. All I'm saying right now is just prove it. Just to build a better roster, bro. Build a better roster and build the Celtics because
Get it
we all love
solidified
Jason
sooner
Tatum,
rather
man.
than
We love Jason Tatum. My little
later.
brother is going to Cal, so he's a big JB fan. So I'm a JB fan by default,
Oh,
and
okay.
I want to see them win. I don't give about the Celtics. I don't, but I
Yeah,
want to see those two guys
I
win
don't
because
either.
those guys are raw and they're like they represent the young guys coming up. So
Hmm. But and that's the thing too, because like in a situation like that, you had Danny Ainge, and I was looking at we always talk about like, oh, Kim Walker's not doing nothing, Kim Walker's this, Kim Walker's that, but it's going to be really interesting to see what Brad Stevens does, and it's going to be able to show his true colors as what he was thinking as a coach to him being a GM. Now, do you get what I'm saying? The
mm-hmm.
aspect of, okay, so now that I have control over the roster, now that I have control over the rotations, over anything, any team related activities and stuff, it's going to be interesting to see what he does with this team. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm pretty sure and I'm pretty confident that, JB and JT, Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown are going to be secure. But at the same time, it's like the people around him now, it's like it's up to you to try to find those pieces for them to succeed. I like Robert Williams. In my opinion, I feel like he's a good player. Undersized for a center, but at the same time, he has a high motor, a good energy player. But it's still a lot more things that they need to work on interior wise and backcourt wise because Smart's an effective player for that team, but at the same time, Smart's been there a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gonna be like, okay, like not cut the leash, but like, okay, like let's explore like what better things we can get for the guys around our stars.
Yeah, either that or I think you need to reevaluate what kind of team you have and what type of team
Exactly.
you're because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the players you have on this team are pretty young, man. Like Robert Williams is young,
Mm-hmm.
Neesmith is young, Langford
Payne
is young.
Pritchard.
You
Payne
know what I'm
Pritchard.
saying? Peyton Pritchard is young. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and your two best stars are what younger than 25. Like
Yeah,
this team is
it's
completely
kind of
young,
wild
and
to think about. Yeah.
you're chasing chips because you're from Beantown, and that's all you know how to do. And so your
Mm-hmm.
expectations are so high. It's like, yo, who is the veteran on this team? The veteran is Marcus Smart. No disrespect to Marcus Smart. I don't mean this any way disrespectfully.
Oh yeah, because Marcus Smart is a good player. Yeah, but
Marcus Smart can only do so much as a vet for guys who are better than him You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but
No, I
Jason Tatum
know.
is better than Marcus Smart. So as a vet, you can only give him so much advice because I haven't. I didn't do that. I'm not. I can't. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
more so
Like,
of a mentor than a yeah.
who on this roster is an OG that's been in the league, like, you know what I'm saying, longer than Marcus Smart, like 10, 12 years. Like, this roster, I mean, Tristan Thompson, but Tristan Thompson's not, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, they need to bring
I hear
someone in.
you. He's NBA champion. That's really it. Yeah,
They need to
with
bring
LeBron.
someone in like I would have said, like, it would have been decent. Even now, if you go out and get a Lou Will, I mean, his contract is ending. If you sign a Lou Will, just even though I wouldn't say he's an ideal person, I would try to get someone with a bit more, but like, just that helps. You know what I mean? Like a veteran presence.
Derrick Rose wouldn't go there, but a guy like a Derrick Rose type player.
A guy like a Derrick Rose. Yeah, exactly. Just
he's not going to go there, but yeah, I understand.
Because those two guys just want to just talk and soak up knowledge, but like,
it's hard to soak up knowledge from a guy that
how much are they going to get? I mean, even Kemba, like, we're talking about, like, even Kemba hasn't had good. He didn't have much playoff experience before they got to Boston. The guys on Boston, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, probably had more playoff experience than he did at Charlotte.
And been through the fire because they've been through a series with LeBron. Like,
that's crazy. Those are your young guys. You know what I'm saying? So they need to build the roster. They need to either figure out if they're gonna try to slowly build this roster or are they in a win, like, try to win now mode. Because if you're not in the win now mode, that's perfectly fine. You don't need to win now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna be in position to win now, but you need to have the understanding. Okay, we're gonna be in the playoffs. We're gonna try. We're gonna do our best to build a team to win. But we're not like in a do or die mode where we have to win now. You get what I'm saying?
No, I totally understand, bro. Another big topic right now is the Mavericks Clippers series right now. Obviously we got Luka Doncic. Literally,
man, that series is crazy, bro.
Yeah, we got Luka
home game.
Right?
Like, when has that ever happened?
Right. It's crazy, bro. Like, Luka Doncic is carrying the Mavs, but at the same time, you have Kawhi Leonard, like, just doing his thing, bro. It's pretty wild to see, but
breaking his back.
Yeah, and it's that's the weird thing about it, bro. Because like I look at the situations that they have in LA with the Clippers, and it's like, okay, this is a scary powerhouse team that everybody's worried about, and then they get down bad from a guy like Luka Doncic, and I'm not disrespecting Luka Doncic, but like, there's really nobody around him that I can honestly say is more effective than a Kawhi and PG. Besides, I mean, KP, but KP's always injured. He's always hurt. And, I mean, he's healthy right now by grace of God, I guess. But at the same time, like, Luka's doing his own thing on his own.
KP's not doing nothing anyway. He's just
out there. Yeah, he's just out there. And so it's going to be an interesting Game 7 because obviously this Game 7 is going to dictate who plays against Utah and possibly gets to the conference finals, obviously. But it's just interesting to see what happens with this Clippers team in this game. It's kind of weird for me to say this. I kind of want to see them go into the conference semis, but at the same time, it's like, how reliable can you trust them going back home, Game 7 against Luka Doncic?
Yeah, I feel that totally. Because
it's just a big question mark to me. I don't know. I
know that Utah is chilling right now. Utah is chilling. They're just watching this series, And Donovan Mitchell, who was supposedly coming back off an injury, has now had stupid time to heal back up, to rest, to get game reps in and practice and all that. So it doesn't matter who wins this series. Whoever comes out of this series is getting smoked by Utah next round because Utah is just waiting for them. They have a better team than both of them.
They're gonna have like fresh legs, basically.
Honestly, if it's the Mavericks, they're
done, bro.
Utah's
not done, but they're out. Yeah, they're out.
Utah is going to smoke the Mavericks in 4-1. I'm just being honest. The Clippers might be able to push it. Maybe get a 4-2.
I think Clippers can get it to 6.
The Clippers might get it to 4-2, but the Mavericks are getting a 4-1. I'm sorry, because the Utah Jazz team is just too much. They don't.
And the only way the Mavericks win is because of Luka Doncic, obviously.
The only way the Mavericks win is if the Mavericks role players hate the Utah Jazz as much as they hate the Clippers, because there is some real beef, man. Like,
from last year. From last year, bro, it was bad.
And like they really don't like each other, bro. And like you
Oh
see it when
yeah.
they step on the other person's court, they're like, okay, yeah, I'm coming to your court, and we're gonna punch you in your mouth, like. And
Mm-hmm.
watch, I guarantee you, Luke finna start tomorrow's game off the same way he always does, with his little, take the first 3 shots, make the first 3 shots, get the shimmy in, laughing and whatever, and then go on for another 12, 14 before he gets pulled out. And we'll see if the Mavericks can hold down the squad. It all comes down to, is Dorian Finney-Smith going to turn into a sharpshooter? Is Tim Hardaway going to shoot better than 50% or better than 40%? If he shoots
Better
better
than
than
40,
40%,
yeah.
if KP can give you more than 15 points, if he can give you more than 15 points, the Mavericks can win this game. The problem is KP out there giving you 6 points, just out there doing nothing.
Yeah.
If Paul George can give you,
That's the other side, yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
if Paul George give you 25, Kawhi gonna give you at least 35, at least, and you can get either Reggie Jackson or Marcus Morris to knock down 5-3
plus Batum, yeah, they'll be fine.
They'll be fine. You'll probably win that game. That's what it'll take. But honestly, because at this point, forget Luke. I don't care about guarding Luka Doncic. I really don't. Like,
yeah, because he's gonna do his thing either way.
He controls the game in a way I haven't really seen somebody control it since like LeBron does. When LeBron, because Luka
Doncic, but yeah,
plays at his speed, bro. He is the primary ball handler, and he does not play fast at all.
Mm-hmm. He's not fast at all, bro. He just maneuvers around. He knows
exactly where his spots are. He knows the quickest way to get to the spot, and like he literally is just doing whatever he wants out there. So I would just say to forget it. Let him go and get his 40 piece, 45, because he's going. Even his best shooting night is like 17 of 37 or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna shoot that much, whatever, I'll let you have that. But I am smothering Dorian Finney-Smith. I am smothering Tim Hardaway Jr. And I'm letting
guys like that.
I'm not letting Bruno or what's that other dude name? The little light skin drop the bench that can shoot. I'm not letting him shoot either. I'm not letting none of them shoot.
Brunson?
Yeah, Brunson. I'm not letting none of them shoot.
Jalen Brunson from Nova.
I'm closing all that down, and I'm gonna just make y'all drive. Get 2 points. Because the Clippers can outshoot the Clippers can outshoot the Mavericks from 3. It's clear as day. They have better 3-point shooters.
Yeah.
Number 1 team 3-point shooting percentage-wise over the regular season. So if you just force them to drive, even if you're running small ball, 2 is better than 3. We all know that. If you're playing defense. So that's what I would do. But I think I don't know. I really don't. I don't have any belief in the Clippers to win a home game right now. I just don't. You've lost 3 in a row. I don't have any faith in you to get it done.
Yeah, they're not reliable at home, and that's the weird thing about it, because you would think being a home court advantage, you would literally be at an advantage, but time and time again, they don't produce at home.
Like, fans or not, bro, it doesn't matter. Like, that's your own.
Yeah,
like, you can't get one game.
So yeah,
you swept on at home. That's.
Yeah, and the point of emphasis has to come from Paul George, bro, because I was telling you off air, bro, and I was telling you, I said either way, Kawhi's going to perform, and Kawhi's going to do what he has to do to help his team win. I said it's up to Paul. It's gonna be up to Paul George to see what happens.
Yeah.
In a situation like this, he has another chance, and literally he had a chance last year, he blew it. So now he has another chance again to hopefully prove to the media, the antics, the haters, the disbelievers that, hey, I still can do this. Like, give me a shot. He said that he was waiting for this moment. So this is your chance. Like, don't F it up type thing, So it'll be interesting. I know we're close to wrapping up real quick, but I wanted to see how you feel about Denver's team. When I was looking at Denver, it's weird to say with no Jamal Murray, this team is still pretty effective. They're able. I think we're seeing the rise in the game of a guy like Michael Porter Jr. We're looking at Aaron Gordon as a great addition for the team right now. Jokic is literally, it's kind of weird to say, Jokic is like scoring 30 a night, bro. It's kind of weird to say while still, playing with his all-around game.
Yeah.
I respect him, though, because, he's a good center in this league in the Western Conference, in my opinion. But I just wanted to see, matchup-wise, I feel like you guys got them. But at the same time, how do you see that series playing out?
Matchup wise, it's tough because I mean Jokic is the league MVP.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
you
I
know,
agree with you. Yeah,
we're not. I already know that DeAndre Ayton's not going to be able to close him down. I mean, the soundboard shuffle, all the moves Jokic has. I don't feel like we have a center that can play defense well enough to clamp him up and close him down.
mm-hmm.
I'm expecting Jokic to continue giving me the 38-8 or whatever that he's been giving people. I just continue that. I expect that to continue.
Mm-hmm.
Guys like Michael Porter Jr. are going to be a bit of a problem, just as far as height goes, because I love him. Been watching him for the longest time, but the guy is a small forward playing small forward at 6'10". Okay,
Yeah,
our best defender at our small forward position is Mikal Bridges,
Mikal Bridges.
who's nowhere near 6'10". Okay, and we all know when Michael Porter jumps to shoot the ball, he's basically like KD did. You're not
Yeah,
really.
he's
You're not really
hands already up. Yeah,
that, bro. I'm okay. I like the matchup with, what I'm saying, Campazzo and Chris Paul. You got a small point guard, so we're not really worried about that. And for the
Book can kill Rivers.
Denver's main roster, the rotation they've been running isn't a super big rotation with JaMychal Green, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic. It's not super big, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Which was my concern with the Lakers, because they have a really big, front court and much bigger team than my team. So I like that matchup much better as far as size wise, because we can match up pretty evenly size and size. I really don't know where this series is going to go. As far as me being my non-biased, just pure honest opinion, because the teams are pretty evenly matched. I know that Mile High atmosphere is way different than.
Plus, Jokic's impact on the game has been crazy as of late.
Yeah, man.
So,
like without Jamal Murray, he's out there like literally facilitating offense from inside the post. Like how do you even do that? How do you
we
run?
Haven't seen that. We haven't seen that, bro. Like well, we haven't seen that really.
We haven't seen it.
Really haven't.
That's not a thing. They haven't seen a center run the offense from the post, man. But I feel like Jay Crowder can match up with Aaron Gordon. That's a good matchup for us. I think that we got some fire starters off the bench, but they got some sparkers too. Austin Rivers.
Monte Morris is a really good backup point guard.
So I think this is gonna be like a real series. This is gonna be the series for us to prove ourselves, because people aren't gonna buy into us from that last series. They're gonna say, "Oh, the Lakers were injured," blah blah blah. This.
Nah, but y'all have a good team, bro.
We beat the Nuggets, though. We beat the Nuggets. Like, we'll get real respect, because the Nuggets are a for real team. Obviously, they're still gonna say there's no Jamal Murray, blah blah blah, but they're a for real team. And they can play. They can play defense. They run a fast kind of paced offense, the same kind of style we do.
Yeah,
that'll be interesting to see how the box score ends up looking at the end of the night. How many shots each team is getting up. Or if Chris Paul decides to change up the tempo, because that man is the floor general.
Yeah.
And I don't really think they got anybody that can really guard him. To be honest, they don't got nobody that can guard Devin. As long as Devin continues to just
on the backcourt,
take the shots that he wants to, that he should take, and not force anything, we should be fine. Because we got shooters, you know what I mean, and we got wing defenders, and this team doesn't do a whole lot of slashing, so I'm not really worried about it.
They're like an inside-outside. They're an inside-outside team.
Yeah, so I think it's a pretty good matchup, honestly. I feel like the winner of the Utah and Clipper Maverick series he's going to end up waiting for the winner of this series, even though this one's starting.
I think this is going to be a good series.
I think this one's going to go 6-7, honestly. I don't see anyone having a definitive advantage, like where they're just out to lead, because I've been to a Denver Phoenix game. I went to one this season. No, I went to one last season. Before the playoff, before everything shut down, and it was a dogfight, man. Like Denver won by like 3 points, and they had Jamal, they had Yoke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I'm real excited for it. I might end up trying to go. I'm just going to see it honestly because tickets for this game are way cheaper than trying to see LA play the Suns, bro.
Oh, facts, bro. I'll have to
Way,
fly out and go see what's
way.
up.
Before this, this not bad. I
Right.
can actually see a game from these seats.
Exactly, bro. It's ridiculous. The last one, I know before we wrap up and stuff, but what I personally feel like Bucks Nets series is going to determine who gets to the finals for the Eastern Conference. Do you agree, or? I mean, we got Hawks and we got Sixers on the other side, but at the same time, like this Nets team is really up there.
I agree.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page with that.
Okay, going back to my previous statement about keeping the same people in the same place for too long and just assuming that's going to work, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I felt about the 76ers for the past 3 years, okay?
Yeah, it wouldn't be.
No, and I start this off with, I mean this in no disrespect to Doc Rivers. I respect you as a coach. I just didn't think you were the coach for this job. So they bring in Doc Rivers, whose last coaching stint with the Clippers didn't end well because they didn't produce.
No, they blew
brought him into a roster that wasn't producing, and then you maintained the two core stars who I think you should have let one of them walk and got something back for them and lived with whoever they became wherever they went. And you tried to build a better roster around them. But they are still the same two people. And the same two people have one of two issues. They either are injured or they don't show up together.
Yeah.
One of them does a lot more than the other because their play styles don't really jive together. They're like, it's my turn, it's your turn. If Ben's got the ball, Joel is moving out the way because it's not.
Ben can't make free throws either.
And Ben can't make free throws. Okay, and then you went out of the coach, who, if you ask me, should have been able to get by teams like the Mavericks last year with the Clippers. You know, like this is what I'm talking. So you brought in a coach who's. So I have no disrespect to Doc Rivers because he has won the championship and he has been great. But is he the right guy for this situation? Can he really get these guys to get it together? You know what I'm saying? Is Tobias Harris or Steph Curry gonna show up and carry the point load when Ben Simmons doesn't bother to put up? When Ben Simmons puts up 10 points in the playoff in the Eastern Conference Finals game, are they gonna show up and help him? You know, I don't know. You know, because obviously if it's Brooklyn just gonna put up points. So those guys,
KD and Harden and Kyrie are just going to run up the score, bro.
Steph Curry, Tobias Harris, y'all might put up points as well because y'all not being guarded by nobody really. But are you going to be able to stop those guys because they're going to hit more than you're going to hit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I understand, bro.
If it's the Bucks, that's a bit tougher. I still got the Bucks winning that, but the Bucks series would actually be a fight. You ask me. I don't feel like
I feel like Giannis is more like determined this playoff series now.
But if the Bucks they can pass the Nets, that means that their shooters were hitting. That means that Pat Connaughton's hitting, Bryn Forbes is hitting. You know, obviously
Bobby Portis outside stretching out the floor.
Hitting, you know, that means that Bobby Portis is hitting. That means that Brook Lopez is hitting. That means everybody's hitting. Everybody is hitting from three.
The team is basically gelling all together, perfectly.
Everybody that's a shooter is shooting better than. If everybody that's a shooter is shooting better than 40% from three or whatever, then they'll get past the Nets. And then, but we'll have to see. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna. That's what I'm excited for.
They got the roster for it. I'm not gonna lie. If Brooklyn never created this big three they had, I feel like Milwaukee would be the favorites.
Oh yeah.
Because that roster.
So you take out Harden. You think they're favored?
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I don't think that without Harden, Brooklyn would still have Karis LeVert and would still have what's his name, Allen, Jared Allen. Okay, so
Jared Allen center. Yeah.
So they would still have those two players. So they wouldn't be as bad defensively, but they still wouldn't be great defensively. And with that back, I don't think that they would be better than the Bucks. I'm just no.
Yeah, the backcourt the freaking Nets is just stupid, bro. But we already knew that though. Just it being Kyrie Irving and James Harden, bro. It's like,
It's ridiculous.
yeah, and Harden's running the one, so it'll be interesting to see. I mean, Drew Holiday's addition on the team, bro. Like we talked about it for all this year, it seemed like, but it's showing why it's important why they got him. You know, it's showing why it's important that they got a third. Not even really a third, but why they got him. Why they got a guy like him with Giannis, Chris Middleton, and now you add in a Drew Holiday. He's that defensive stopper. He's that two-way player that they need. He's basically a two-way playmaker. Like he can get stuff done for your team. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll for sure be interesting. I honestly just feel like that's going to determine who makes it out. It's going to determine who makes it out for sure.
Most definitely.
Mm-hmm. You want to wrap us up?
Yeah, well, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the TC Podcast. This is our almost done first round of the playoffs without Mavericks Clippers, which will be done soon enough. But thank you for tuning in as well. We are going to be back, definitely discussing how the second round goes. Shout out to the Suns, Rise Valley, and all that. But thank you guys all. Peace, love, and positivity, and have a great week.